Zach Sang and the gang right now in the studio. The one, the only,
the
legendary, almost legendary in my mind.
Yeah. Thank you.
Iggy Azalea, hello.
Hi, hey. I had to quit social media. I was like, this album is just too aggressive. I have to stop.
Hold on. Let's talk about that because I love your tweet. I have your tweet here. You wrote, I feel the hatred and painness I see online at all times is at making me become an angry person. I cannot be that. The internet is the ugliest reflection of mankind there is, and I applaud you for that because it's true.
The truth.
Because it is true.
It is true. And, you know, when you're an entertainer,
yeah,
you have to love people. That's why you do it. You entertain people because you want people to have an escape from their life and you want them to feel happy. And that's what an entertainer lives for, just to see you have that look in your eye that you had such a good night and now you're going home, but you wish you could relive it. And that's what I'm here to do. That's what I love to do. And so I can't hate people and do that at the same time. It makes no sense. And I found myself kind of going online and just seeing stuff that would make me so frustrated, and not just things related to me as well. Just the way things are worded about other people, or the titles that I'll see in the sidebar about things that are so misleading and full of just like awful things about everybody that are really horrible. And it just makes me feel like, is this the way we are as a culture? Is this internet culture in its entirety what it is now? Because I think we're better than that, and I think people are better than that. And it seems to me that when I get off the internet, I really like people. People are cool and they're nice and awesome. I see them in the grocery store and they say hi and I say hi and it's all good. We have a laugh and I like people. And then I go online and I seem to hate people. And I cannot do that. I cannot be an entertainer that hates people. So I just have to get away from, I need to be around polite people in the real world that show their face, because you can't go to the grocery store with a mask on. So, you know, it affects things greatly.
That's the thing. That's
Which
what
is
the
why
internet brings out
I
of
just feel like it's the worst reflection of mankind, because if this is what you choose to do in the dark with your time, write these things or say these things or be attracted to these things, I find it really just so disappointing. Like, is this what we are? I can't accept that is what we are choosing to have be entertainment or choosing to partake in. I can't do that.
I think it's sad to know that you go through it and so many other people go through the exact same thing.
They do. And you know what? I started to look and I was like, how does Beyonce deal with this? Because that's what everybody thinks, right? When they have a problem. They're like, what would Beyonce do?
WBD.
Obviously. And I was like, you know what? I don't think she's actually online. I don't think she's seeing this. And I don't think a lot of them are. I don't think J-Lo is going on Twitter. I feel like she's not. I text her. I don't think she is. So I think, you know, maybe those older people come from a generation where it's not so social media focused that our generation is, and it's easier for them to disconnect, whereas maybe we're kind of trained to be consumers of these products that we can't stop. And there's nothing wrong with going on social media every day, by the way, as long as you don't have a negative experience. But if you come away from it every time feeling like you're having a negative experience, then I think you should stop. And I think sometimes in our generation we forget that you can actually turn it off.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. Like, is that your advice for
you
girls listening?
You can actually turn it off.
Take a minute.
You can, and I think it can be really awful. You know, I think I still feel good about myself or my image, but I think it's been beat up a hell of a lot via the internet. Or there are things that I would look at myself, or even sometimes my own body, that I didn't see before, that I never had an issue with, that I'd start being like, do I need a nose job? No, I don't need a nose job.
Your nose
don't.
Is great.
My nose is completely perfectly fine. But you start to get these thoughts in your head because other people are putting them in your head. And I think that's a negative thing to walk away with. If you're walking away with things, if you're online as a regular person or any person, and you start to have these awful conversations with yourself as a result of partaking in the internet, you can turn it off. and feel completely fucking great about yourself. And that's what you should do. And that's what I'm doing. I had a great vacation in Hawaii.
Yeah.
I had an awesome time. I came home. I put the internet on and I was like, oh, I have cellulite. And it's apparently very unacceptable. Everyone I know has cellulite.
Science.
What the hell?
Literally science. You should look at me in any form of a bathing suit.
And that's when I kind of was like, you know what? I think enough is enough. I think that I like myself. I feel really confident, and I think I make other women feel confident, and I always try to write songs. I think when I'm braggadocious, it's not even me trying to say I'm the best. I'm writing it because I want you to be able to sing it and feel like you're the best, and that's what I'm doing it to say, and I really have to believe that, and I cannot be in an environment that's like battering my self-esteem, because then I won't have anything to help you with yours, so you just have to stop.
What I find sad is that the internet and all those tabloids and all those outlets, they've kind of come in the way between you and your message, because you are inspiring. Everything that you've accomplished, what you continue to do is inspiring. It's a game changer. You are changing the game every day that you live on to make music.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Thanks.
Amazing. It kind of sucks that they're coming in the way of that.
Yeah, well, kind of, but not really. I think the internet is one way to get a message across, and it's a really good way, especially when you don't have a lot of other outlets. But I think at this point now, I have a voice, just like I'm using it now with you, that I can communicate and get my point across in a way that's not necessarily misconstrued. Yeah. And when you're saying things on Twitter and they're being, used for shock titles or purposely ignoring half of what you said, I think that that's more detrimental. And I want to make sure that my message or my thoughts are being properly broadcast and conveyed. So I think if that means silencing one of those outlets to let another one flow freely, then that is a good sacrifice to make.
What does society need to do to get Iggy Azalea to turn social media on again?
I do not think I will ever do that again.
Nice.
I feel like if there's something I need to say, I can say it through my management, or I can say it publicly, or I can say it at a show.
You can come here.
The problem is not necessarily going on and seeing comments, or I don't Google myself, but sometimes, and it's just looking at your fans. I like to look at my fans a lot, and I like to go to their pages, and I want to see what they thought about my song, if they liked it, what they didn't like, so that I can focus on what they liked and make that even better for the next time. And what fans also do, which I appreciate, is defend you.
Yeah.
So sometimes you won't even be aware of something that's been said most of the time, and you'll be on somebody's page that actually loves you, doesn't even hate you, and is like, why are they saying about my Iggy? And I'll be like, wait, they're saying what about me?
Wow.
Now I'm Googling it. Now I'm looking at it. Now I'm mad about it. Now I'm responding because I feel personally like I want to defend myself. It's human nature, and it's a cycle, so I just can't be a part of that cycle. And I think me being somebody who I have had media training and all those things, but I don't want to be that like emotionally void artist that just is like so I want to still remain passionate and emotional and say what I want to say, but I don't think that it is good to be necessarily having those like knee-jerk reactions that I, as somebody born in June and a Gemini, just cannot help. So I can't do it. I cannot do it.